Hello everybody and welcome back. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. Today, we're continuing the best of and worst of VR series where we break down everything right or wrong with a specific VR headset. Last week, we tore into everything wrong with the Meta Quest, but now we're going to go over every single thing the headset does right. Now, there are of course the links and timestamps if you want to skip ahead, but I have two very quick disclaimers first. One is I am doing this for every VR headset and I'm separating the pros and cons. So there's no need to come at me in this video and be like, what about the PlayStation? Or the Meta Quest 3 sucks at this. Yeah, go to that video. I guarantee we agree on what it sucks at. So these are fun videos breaking it up. I could spend 10 minutes on what it does wrong. And then in another video, I could spend 10 minutes on everything it does right. I enjoy playing devil's advocate. I could defend pretty much anything. But I fill these videos with my personal opinion and the public opinion, like what I hear from most people. Like a lot of people will say, the Quest 3 strap is uncomfortable. Or most people will say, OLED looks so much better than LCD. But I can tell you, for me personally, it's not the biggest difference. That's it. That's what these videos are about. Well, let's jump right in and discuss the best aspect of the Meta Quest 3, and that's its insanely low price tag, which was instrumental to the growth of VR. Now, there's plenty of things you could complain about when it comes to the Meta Quest 3 or just Meta itself. However, the price tag is not one of the things you can complain about because this device is significantly cheaper than pretty much anything else out there. Now, I always discuss about how many aspects of VR gaming are very subjective, but I'm sure most people will agree the Meta Quest 3 and 3S are the biggest bang for your buck. Now, this is thanks to Meta subsidizing their devices because they just wanted to get a lot more out there because we need an audience for developers to program for, and that was another huge thing they solved. Believe it or not, in the early PCVR days, a lot of people overcommitted to VR and lost tons of money, and studios fell apart and people left the VR industry, sadly. Because the expectations were this is going to be exponential growth, and it was a very slow growth, even starting to stall. So when the Meta Quest comes in and you could get an all-in-one device for just a few $100s, it was an absolute game changer for both people who wanted to get into VR and for people who wanted to develop for VR. Additionally, Meta was persistent in adding more and more value to the Quest device over time. When it comes to XR devices, the Quest 3 is the undisputed jack of all trades. Now, with that jack of all trades title also comes master of none, as there are plenty other XR devices that are more specialized. So if you're just looking for things like entertainment watching, yeah, I would go for a pair of X-Real glasses. I think they're way better for that function, but the Quest does a solid job. Also, spatial computing. Again, I don't think it's the ideal headset for spatial computing, but it gets the job done. It's also very solid for native gaming, and it also works for PCVR. So like I said, jack of all trades. And while I know there's plenty of people out there who enjoy prosumer devices or want to push specs up to the max, I also really appreciate when there's a standardized baseline device out there because it's great for the overall ecosystem, plus game and third-party compatibility. When the vast majority of people are using the same hardware, you get better optimization, it leads to standardization, so now you'll get a control scheme that carries across all headsets because 20 million people have the same device, so that's what we started programming for. And then other people in the industry go, well, this is what people are used to. We're going to follow suit for better or worse. Personally, I think it's better because the original VR days, I had Vive wands with the HTC Vive, and they were the worst thing ever made. So the fact that we came closer to a more standard controller, I'm all for. And this is why I like to see an everyman device. Yeah, if you're a prosumer and you want to push it up, sure, those people can spend the extra money, go in that direction. But when there's a nice big consumer base out there, the industry grows, more money goes into it, more third-party devices, bigger games, everything I'm looking for. And a nice little portion of those millions was spent bringing plenty of games to VR, going all the way back to the PCVR days. It's only because of Meta and Oculus Studios that we got some massive games like Asgard's Wrath 2, Medal of Honor Above and Beyond, Stormland, Marvel's Deadpool, Batman Arkham Shadow, and many others. And even if these aren't your all-time favorite VR games, you still have to admit that these are high-quality, big-budget titles. Now, additionally, we have to give Meta a lot of credit because they spent tens of billions of dollars getting past multiple hurdles to develop the tech in the Meta Quest 3 that we call cheap and take for granted. I know when it comes to other VR headsets out there, we're always looking down at the Meta Quest 3. We're like, oh, it's LCD, or no, the PPD isn't that high, or the FOV isn't great. There's no eye tracking. We want to say, oh, it's not great, but honestly, this device, especially when you're looking at the Meta Quest 3S at $250, which it's constantly on sale at, that's like a freaking miracle that you could get a whole SoC, a battery, a lens, a screen in a tiny device like this that you can wear with audio built in. You go back 10 years, you didn't have half those features and the price was triple. So this thing is like a pure miracle and we take it for granted. And Meta had to solve so many hurdles. Like the pancake lens is just like a miracle in technological steps. And other people were going with a lot more expensive designs, aspherical glass. Now they got this down packed. So maybe this didn't work great with OLED. Maybe it's not the right solution for everybody. But what they've been able to pack into a device like this and the hurdles that they've overcome and problems they've solved is just absolutely incredible. And come on, we have to give Meta credit for that. As much as they've messed up, this is like an equal contribution at least to the hardware. We know their end-all endeavors and their goal is not altruistic. It's a business, it's a company, they're looking to make money. I get it, but they're committed. This is one hell of an investment. And that's the last thing I want to end on. Meta is absolutely committed, even though, yes, they cut a bunch of studios and they cut funding. They are restructuring. They are committed to this technology. Maybe, you know, the future for them won't be as big on VR gaming 10 years down the road, be much more wearables and spatial computing devices. But let's appreciate what they're doing for us now. Meta does a lot right and a lot wrong. So I'd love to hear your feedback down in the comments. Sorry guys, got a little bit of a cold going on, a little raspy here, but I'd love to hear your feedback. If you have any comments, questions, disagree with me, agree with me, I'd love to hear it. If you enjoyed this video, you like these talks, go ahead, give me a thumbs up. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. And as always, I'll see you guys on next time.